Okay, hello and welcome to applying for your Tier 4 visa outside the UK. So I'm going to go through with you today about the whole process of how you apply for your visa outside the UK and what the documents are required. So I'm Fiona. I'm one of the international advisors at International CampusLife. And I'll just go through the rest of our team with you before I start. So we've also got Sue O, who's one of our advisors. We have our assistant international student advisors, Nick Ruggieri and Kaylee Hughes, our admin assistant, Mike Jones, and our manager, Emma Gwynett-Davis. And we'll all be supporting you when you're applying for your visa back home with any queries that you have, okay? So when should you make the application? So you can start the application for a Tier 4 visa 3 months before the start of your course, and a confirmation of acceptance of study, which is the CAS statement, can be issued 6 months before the course start date, but cannot be used until the correct time. So applications that are submitted earlier, they will fall for automatic refusal. So it's important you don't apply too early. Okay, so how you make the application, it can be broken into 3 stages. So preparing your documents and completing the Tier 4 application form and paying the relevant fees. Going to the Visa Application Centre and undertaking a credibility interview. And then submitting your documents to the Visa Application Centre. The documents that you will require, so this will be your original passport, current and any previous passports with UK visa. Confirmation of acceptance for study, which will have your CAS number. This will be sent to yourself or your agent by email, and you'll need the unique CAS number on the CAS to include in your online application form. So if you've applied for Tier 4 in the past, make sure you do not use the old CAS number. So an example of a CAS letter here, as you see, the CAS number will be on it. You'll also have Swansea University Tier 4 sponsor license number here and the RQF level. So this will be the level that you'll be studying. This will be also on your CAS. Okay, so further documents you need. So proof of qualifications, which will be listed on your CAS statement. So you'll need to submit original copies of transcripts and certificates of any qualifications that are listed on your CAS statement. So you might also possibly need proof of English language, and this again will be stated on your CAS and it will be also stated on your offer letter. So if you do need this, then if you go to the link here, it'll show what evidence you need to provide this. Okay, translation of any documents not in English. So the UKVI are very specific about what they consider acceptable translations, and they'll only accept fully certified translations by a professional translator. So the translation, it must contain confirmation from the translator or the translation company that it is an accurate translation of the original document. For example, I can confirm that this is a true and accurate translation of the original document. The credentials or qualifications of the translator, the date of the translation, and the full name and original signature of the translator or of an authorised official of the translation company, and the contact details of the translation company. So an example of a certified translation here. So as you can see, the date is there, the credentials of the translator, declaration confirming its accurate translation, and the signature of the translator. So this is what any translation should include. Okay, further documents. So depending on the course you're studying, you might need to apply for an ATAS certificate. Now, certain postgraduate courses within science, engineering or technology, they may need you to apply for an ATAS, but your offer letter from the university will state if you need to do this. So if it's not on your offer letter, then you shouldn't need one. If you are required to apply for ATAS, then if you go to the link here, then it'll go through the process of how you do apply for that. And we'd advise you to do that as early as possible in case it requires time to do that. So you don't need to wait till you're actually submitting, applying for your application. You need to do that well in advance. Okay, so TB test. So applicants from some countries will need to take a TB test before applying for their visa. And you can find a full list of guidance and UKVI approved clinics on the gov.uk website. Financial evidence. So one of the key things when you apply for your Tier 4 visa is the UKVI require you to have a certain amount of financial evidence to show you can study in the UK. So evidence, you must be able to prove you've got enough money to pay your tuition fees and your living costs during your studies. And the amount you'll need is dependent on the length of your course and the cost of your fees. So as this table shows, if your course is less than 9 months, then it will be your full course fee plus 1,023 for each month of the course. If your course is more than 9 months, it'll be first year course fee plus 9,207. Okay, so now I'm going to go through how you can show the financial evidence. So bank statements or a bank letter covering 28 days. Now these must show the bank logo and letters must be stamped by the bank. Statements should be no more than 1 month old from the date of the application, and the bank statement must show your name, the account number, the date the statement was produced, the name and logo of the bank, and the balance and transactions for the full 28-day periods, and the currency. You may only use your bank statements of those or your parents or legal guardians, and no other relatives are accepted. So here's an example of a bank statement and what is needed. So as you see, we've got the name of the account holder, the funds that are maintained for a continuous period of a minimum of 28 days, the name and logo of the bank, the account number and the date the statement was produced, and the official stamp from the bank. So this example is a statement for a student with 9,000 fees, which are outstanding, and then the maintenance, which is the standard 9,207. Okay, if you're using your parents' or legal guardians' bank statements, you must also provide other documents. Now, these include your birth certificate to prove your relationship with them, a signed and dated letter from them giving consent for you to use the money for your study in the UK. You can use overseas statements, but if they're not in English, you must also send a fully certified translation by a professional translator, which meets the UKVI translation requirements. If you are being sponsored, then this again, this can be accepted by the UKVI as your financial evidence. Again, there are certain requirements of who can sponsor you. So it's official financial sponsorship or government sponsor. So financial sponsorship is where you are given money to cover some or all of your course fees and living costs. You can receive official financial sponsorship from Majesty's government, your home government, the British Council or any international organisation, international company, university or a UK independent school. If your financial sponsor is only covering some of your course fees or living costs, then you must show that you've got the rest of the money needed. And funds held in company accounts, they are not allowed. Okay, so if you are using account that's a company, then you won't be able to do that. So if you are using evidence from a financial sponsor, then you will have to provide a letter from your sponsor on official letter-headed paper or stationery of the organisation. And it must have the official stamp of that organisation on it. The letter must show your name, the name and contact details of your official financial sponsor, the date of the letter, and the length of your sponsorship. The amount of money the sponsor is giving to you, or a statement that your sponsor will cover all of your fees and living costs. So I'm just going to show you an example of a sponsor letter here and all that's required. So it'll need the name of the sponsor, and the letter must be printed on official letter-headed paper. The letter should ideally be dated within the last month, and you must include the name and contact details of the official sponsor, including an email address. List any dependents if you have any dependents coming with you who are going to be Tier 4 dependents. So including their full names, date of birth and their relationship to the student. And the letter needs to state your full name and the duration of sponsorship. And it must state the amount of money or financial support that the sponsor is providing to the students. So it needs to show any fees or living costs. Alternatively, it just needs to state that all fees and living costs are covered. Okay, So the UKVI, they have changed rules so you can include original or copies of documents now, but passports and current visas and BRPs, they must be original. Make sure you keep copies of everything you submit for your own records, and if you need further confirmation of acceptable documents, then just have a look on the UKVI for policy guidance. Now, some nationalities are considered under the tier for low risk and do not officially need to provide all these supporting documents with their application. However, as we've got here in red, we strongly recommend you prepare and have all these documents available to you on the date of your application, as the UKVI can ask to see them at any point during the visa application process. Okay, so completing the tier 4 form, you'll need to complete an online application form on the Gov website. There's guidance available as you're completing the form. This is found by clicking on the little question marks that you will find next to the questions. Make sure that you read each question carefully and double check that your answers are correct. Once you've made your immigration health surcharge fee payment, you'll then be asked where you wish to collect your BRP from. Now this bit is quite important. So there'll be a space to enter an alternative collection location, which is an ACL code. So it's really important that you enter the university ACL code here. Now the ACL code of the university is this number here. So it's 2HE544. So if you do that, it means then when you come to Swansea, you will then be able to collect your BRP from the university. Okay, so completing the tier 4 form, if you get totally stuck on a question, you can access support and guidance from the university's International Campus Life team, which is us, via our email here. Once you've completed your application form and submit your answers, you'll be asked to make a payment online, and this payment will both be for the visa and the immigration health surcharge. Okay, so a list of all the UKVI fees can be found on the Gov website. Currently, a standard overseas application costs £348, and the immigration health surcharge is payable now on all tier 4 applications and allows the payer access to the free national health service in the UK. So the cost from the 1st of October, which I'm going from, is £470 a year, and it's £235 per 6 months, and it goes by leave granted. If you're applying before the 1st of October, then you can see our webpage for current costs. You will have to pay the above fee as part of the online application process using either a MasterCard, Visa, debit or credit card. So just make sure that the money is available for payment via that method. Once you've completed your online form and paid all your fees, you'll then be able to book an appointment at the Visa Application Centre. Now, during this appointment, you'll be asked to submit your biometric information, have photographs and fingerprints taken, and you may have a short interview, which is referred to as credibility interview. Now, we are aware at the moment that, due to the current situation, that there are problems getting appointments, but the main thing is that you actually submit the application, and then you just will try and get an appointment and wait for that. But the fact that you've got the application in is the main thing, okay? So the credibility interview, the UKVI undertake credibility interview, which should be carried out as part of the tier 4 visa application process. The interview is to find out a bit more about you, the university, your course, and why you've chosen it, and what your future plans are. So it's essential that you're well prepared in advance of these interviews, as questions can cover a wide variety of subjects. If after you make your initial application, you should be called for a second interview, then if you contact us, then we can offer you some further guidance. Once you've attended your appointment at the Visa Application Centre, you'll be given details of where to send your documents. Now, in some cases, you might not have to send them, as they've done all the scanning at the centre. Make sure you send your documents required and that they meet all the requirements outlined above. So you just need to follow instructions you've been given. Take copies of all documents before submitting for your records, and be aware that the quicker you send documents, the quicker you receive your application and decision. How long will your application take? Okay, so I mean, we were going by what a standard application outside the UK usually takes around 3 weeks to process, although this obviously could be longer at peak times and during the current situation. You can check current visa processing times on the Gov UK website, but obviously these might be slightly different. Some countries do sometimes offer a priority visa application service that takes around 3 to 5 days. But to see whether this service is available, just check on the individual visa application centres above. Again, currently this service very well might not be available at the moment. What do I do when I receive my visa? Okay, you will receive your visa in the form of a vignette, or it's a sticker in your passport. Now, if your length of leave is longer than 6 months, this vignette will just cover you to travel to UK, and then you'll be expected to collect your BRP on arrival in the UK. Now, this is where it's important. So if you put the Swansea University alternative collection location in your application form, you will collect your BRP directly from the university. And if you didn't use this code, then it will, you mean you'll need to collect from the post office. So that's why we're advising you to put that down, that code, and then it'll come to the university. Make sure you check your visa vignette to make sure your name, date of birth, and other details are correct. And if not, you should contact the visa application centre immediately so then they can correct this for you. So when you receive your visa, what happens then? Okay, so if you realise that you've not been issued with the correct length of visa after arrival in the UK, then our team, International Campus Life, we might be able to help you get it changed for free. You need to bring your passport, CAS statement and BRP to us, or you can the best thing to do at the moment is email us, and we will help you in making sure that it is corrected. So here are our contact details. So our email is international.campuslife@swansea.ac.uk, and this is our web page here. Okay, so what I would say to you is, before emailing us, go onto our webpage, because we have so much information there. Help with, even steps on going through the application form, again, on, the whole process and all the documents required. So it's worth checking through our webpage. And then obviously, if you've got any questions, you can email us and we will help you as much as we can. Okay, and then finally, on our webpage as well, we do have information, including a pre-arrival checklist to help you prepare for living and learning in Swansea. This is the link here, and it's on our webpage. So it's worth going through that, as there'll be lots of information about what will be going on as well when you arrive in Swansea, and also the information to prepare you to arrive. And there is information there if you're bringing family as well. There's lots of information to support you with that. Okay, so good luck with all your applications, and hope to see you very soon. Okay, bye-bye.